Good afternoon, guys. It's 4:17 p.m. So, hold on. Okay, so non-farm payroll today, right? So, there is no bias today. You are allowed to trade both ways, right? Because price is balancing right now. It is establishing a balance. So that is the typical price cycle. It goes up, and then down, and then it goes up or down, and then it builds a balance. People will fight it out, and then one side will win, and then price will either go higher or lower, and then it will move higher and lower, maybe for a day or two, and then it will again fight. So that's how the cycle is, right? So right now it's a fighting cycle going on, right? So that's why you're allowed to trade both ways. Now NFB will give you one trade, either right around 8:30 or in few minutes, or NFP will give you a clue of the open, whatever the price action, and then based on that you can look for one trade in RTH. Okay, so that's the idea. Whether it's a long or short, I don't know, so that is the idea. And this was the writing, right? So weekly, right? I was talking about weekly here, right? Today we are intraday day trader, right? But we have to keep a weekly in mind, right? So most likely weekly will remain green because entire week price trended higher, right? It is unlikely that it will go down entire week's price action. So most likely, people just bought it entire week, so they will try to keep it green. That means first preference is to, indirectly I'm telling you, right, that first preference is to go long. Simple. If you see something, then try to go long first, then short, right? And if you do take a short, let's say NFP is down, right? Now I know already it was down, but let's say NFP was down, right? How it goes down, that may give you a trade to the short side, right? But the problem is you can't hold it for a longer as long as price is, let's say, holding above certain levels, because those short-term buyers are still there, right? So it has to be reactionary short at that point. If NFP goes higher, right, then how far it goes higher during NFP, then you can decide whether you want to take even long or you want to just call it a day off and no longs, no short at that point, right? Because price already reached, let's say, max target or something, then there is no point trading in RTH. See my point? So there are different ways you have to think before even open, but these are the views. See, I gave you two scenarios. In two scenarios, both actually buyers have a control, little bit, overall. So that's a general overview, right? But for intraday, I said below preferred buyers area, some sellers, some below backup buyers area, also some more sellers, right? And that's it. So if price is above both areas, then you have to assume buyers are back in the business. Let's say if it goes below it, right, and maybe spend maybe 5-10 minutes below and then immediately back up, then you have to assume buyers are back in the business, and then you have to look for longs, right? If price is choppy, then just stay away, NFP is a culprit today, right? Russell, this area, I made it bold. Today's low was this, right? Today's high was this. See how it works out. NQ's DIN number 90 and 72, right? So let's go here. So I was not here today entire day, I was out before even NFP, right? So starting 8 o'clock, I was not near my desk. I was driving, so I was looking at my mobile, in and out, in between. But I was driving, I was looking at mobile, and in between my work. When I reached the destination, so I did not trade this entire thing today, So whatever I'm going to tell you is based on what I would have done, if I was trading, So that's always the thing, right? This is after the fact price action walkthrough, okay? So let's say if I was watching here, right, and then the first thing I would do is what? See, it's a simple thing, right? So GOVEX entire overnight range is stuck between certain range, like this range, right? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. At least if it breaks out, breaks down, something is going to happen at that moment in time, right? So if it breaks out, most likely it will go towards here or this blue line. Max target was here, right? 211 was my max target that I listed in pre-market notes, right? This was a backup bias area. This was a preferred area. See, if you look at it here, where is my preferred area? And where is my preferred area? That is my preferred area, right? Dream number area. So this two dotted line is my preferred buyers area, correct? And dream numbers may decide today. See, so this area will decide today, right? And then now you know this picture, you know this range is going on, right? And so now let's go into NFP, right? So first thing you see is what? Straight down move, right? Look at the move, straight down, right? Strong move. And then what happened? So it sliced through both the dream number, right? Preferred buyers area, slice through it, fine. But this is the bottom overnight, right? Slice through it, correct? It sliced through this level also, almost this level too, right? At least at this point, based on the notes, dream number will decide. Preferred buyers area, you know something is up, right? This was the backup buyers area, 990. So now you know, if these areas are taken out, most likely it will go towards this backup buyer area. Makes sense, to attract buyers, right? Buyers are not gonna buy it here now, right? But instead they will sell it here, you know, this bottom. So right here, that was your trade. And then you target this 991 to begin with, right? Right here you take almost 80% off, because it's a Friday. Say Friday we only do one trade. Anyway, every day we do one trade, but Friday you do not want to trade entire day. First thing in the morning, if you get something, take it and be done with it, right? So this was your first target, 80% profit here. If you're lucky, you can hold it till this 950 or this, right? 950 was important level, that's why there is a line there, right? Yesterday we talked about 950 also, right? But price did not pull back there. Today it pulled back. Fine, so this was your target, or base target was this, you know. If I was thinking it should come back here, you know, now I'm thinking it should have come down here, right? But it did not. So, but fine, you know, you take 80% here, rest you break even, pretty much break even here, or you bail out here and call it a day off, right? Now let's say you did not trade at NFP during the news time, you know, so now what? Now price went above 990, green line, right? It's a good support, correct? Remember yesterday 80 was a good support, 80 and 990 were tagged together. So what happened in ES? ES there was also trade here, right around NFP, right here. See that? 81 preferred buyers area, people bought it here, right? But look at NQ, slice through all of them. NQ usually is the leader, right? So at least due to this move, you know, it sliced through this balance in the morning, sliced through it, right? And this is sliced through not only this balance, but mid, VWAP, everything during NFP, right? So you can take a trade here in ES, confluence area, along with NQ, right? Or this is not a great setup, by the way. Compared to this was a good setup, because price was trading below all of this, right? And below even Globex low. This one was 50% short. You know, it really depends on NQ. If NQ goes down, this will go down. You know, that was that kind of trade. But you know, this was not still ideal setup. Okay, because price was above preferred buyers area, it bounced from it, right? That's why. You know. So, but at least by looking at this, imagine people who bought it here, and they were holding since 6 o'clock. Right, 2 hours they were trying, buying, hold it, and then slice through it. There were a lot of stops here. You know? It's all just ran over. So there is an instant move that may follow, and that's why it followed here. You know? So obviously it's gonna go to the backup buyer area, like similar to 990, right? The backup buyer area was this. So here you can take a profit, right? Same thing here. Now, once you take a profit, you can't go in. You have to wait till open. Okay. So, and then you have to watch till then open. So what's going on, right? So then let's open here, right? So before open, you can see it. Price should have, right? This was a bold support, right? One bold support, second bold support, correct? And this is a green line, right? So price should have stayed below it. Why the hell it should come up all the way above both this area, right? That means whoever sold it here, they got trapped below this area, assuming there is gonna break down. That is the assumption we have to make before open now. And then what happened? For 20-25 minutes, price stayed above this area, This was the key area, preferred buyer area, right? Here also green line, see that? So again they back in sync, 990 and 80. So it's holding it. That means buyers are buying it actually here, right? And so now if it balances here and then try to break out, most likely it's gonna go here or all the way up to here. That is the impression you have to get, right? So same thing here also, right? So right of the open, what happened? Slice through this area, see that? Here somebody shorted it, remember? Slice through this area. Now you know most likely it's gonna go here or probably here, you know. So let's see here, went there, right? So here also, hold on, see here, right? So it sliced through and it went all the way up to here, around right here, see that? So, and it's the same thing, correct? So now at this point, let's say if you are in RTH, you are watching it, right? All these things, correct? But now NQ, you can go long, you know, above this balance, right? So when this thing happen, right, you can go long here, you know, relying on this intraday VWAP and this red line. Your stop has to be here, right? Now price can go down also, right? But the way we are reading it, if it breaks out, you know, at least it will go back up here or here, right? Because if sellers were really strong, price should not have even gone back up above this red line, you know, or even this green line, okay? So something is off, okay? Then hold on, but for NQ you have this much margin. So if you go long here, you have at least, you know, few points. If it goes here, you have like sizable point to grab, correct? At least back to dream number, right? But yes, if you go long here, 95 to 3900, only 5 points, because this is technically a resistance. That's where sellers stepped in, right? So it may act as a resistance, who knows, right? We don't know yet, correct? And it's just the opening price action, correct? And this was yesterday's closing. So this was yesterday's closing here, right? So when price opened here and when it went there, what was the AD? Minus 500. So what is it called? Bearish disconnect. So bearish disconnect is here favoring sellers, right? This is 3900 round number level, options level, right? Also NFP move started from here, right? Third point, and this was our level 2, 3900. Four things going on in favor of sellers with bearish disconnect, straight up, and NFP was a down move. So some sellers are lingering around here. Remember, whoever missed out, this is their location. At least they will target back to this area, somewhere here, you know. And NQ probably somewhere around in this area, right? So look at this. This was a dream number 2, right? See, that was a short. Back to this area somewhere, right? Take a profit. This is back to this area. Take a profit, and you're done for the day, right? So one trade in NFP, one trade in RTH, both are shorts. This was a long in RTH also. This was no long here, right? And you are done, right? Now let's say you are done, correct? Now you are watching it. So now you draw a box here. See, now neither neither side is in control. Why? Down move, up move, down move. Now price is boxed basically like this, right? So only way you can trade is if price goes below this, then you can target this. Remember I said this is supposed to come here, then you can trade this to this, that's it. Or if it goes above this, then you can trade up to this. If it goes above this, then you can trade up to this or this, right? Because that's a max target. But if price goes above this, right, then most likely it's gonna go here, max target, right? Because not only it is going above this, it is going above the opening range also, correct? If it goes down, it can go down here also, right? So you have to wait. Patience is the key here. See, ES did not move a lot. So if something has to come, then ES is a chance to go back to this max target area 1, right, which is 13-15 area, right? So from here you have a 15 point to grab, and if you're lucky it may go up to here also, correct, but it has to go higher, or if lower, if it goes below this, then you know it's gonna tank, correct, at least up to this point. So now let's walk, right? See here, see this thing here, slice through these things, correct. So this was a long here, right here, you know, right. So but since you know this price action was a garbage, correct, now we had a breakout, we are taking the long here, but then move started from here, correct. So it does not make sense in this garbage at the breakout point you to go long here, correct. So you wait for a pullback, correct, but at least you know most likely the target is this or this, correct. So now you wait for a pullback above this balance, right, so at this range, and if you're lucky you will get a pullback, which is this, correct, which is this line was also here, right? So this is the pullback you get, you target this, right, and then you are done. You do not have to wait for this, you know, that's a Friday, you know, assuming you did not get this trade, this you are waiting, this is the trade, right? Yes, also same thing, this is your trade, okay. So right at this NFP level, see that, that's where you take a trade, right, and you know our favorite 20, so 20 would be your target, simple, you know. And so that's how you should trade today, you know. Ideally you should not be trading this, you should be only trading this or this, that's it, you know, nothing else, or just call it a day off, you know, that's it. The moment you see this and this, you call it a day off, simple, and then that's it. So now if you notice, our max targets are being hit every single day, either upside or downside, and price pause there all the time, right. Last 3 days, 4 days in a row, I'm giving you max target for buyers and sellers, right, and then and then price goes there and pause there. See, like this, yesterday is what, 75 in ES, right, day before 75, then yesterday was also 80 area, and then today is this area, you know. See, so it all works out good, and that be all for today. There is no inbox over today because of this, you know, there are no signals actually, I couldn't see anything, you know, since I am doing after the fact. I went through it, I couldn't really find anything, you know. Based on the way I look at it, I couldn't find anything. So there is nothing in inbox wave, you know, unless you guys find anything, but to me there was nothing, you know, and that be all for today.